This week, we're going to talk about some NFT projects by broadcasting legend Vin Scully and rising football star Bryce Young. Also, how a 12-year-old has made a killing in the NFT space. And we discuss why an NFT rock is going for millions. Stay tuned and welcome to NFTs with Keys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Nick, for joining me again. Once again, my lovely friend.
I was abducted. Please don't ever believe that.
Abducted?
This is my...
You were abducted? Abducted?
Okay. Fine. Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Yes.
with it. I'm chill.
Thank you. So like I said in the opening, famed Vin Scully is releasing NFTs. The big Dodgers broadcaster, famous for broadcasting, he, at 93 years old, is deciding to release NFTs.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it's all because of his manager for Vin Scully Digital, Amani Martin, actually found himself telling Scully about NFTs and kind of convinced Scully to make NFTs. And I find that really interesting because usually the 93-year-olds, that boomer generation, is so against digital.
Or they're in it by name only and they have a whole team doing it for real.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently Martin actually talked Scully into it, kind of explained it to him. And Scully's big thing with it was he basically linked NFTs to like owning a home.
Oh.
Because over in 10 years, or collectibles in any way like that, because that's essentially what NFTs are. But it's like owning a home in the sense that, 10, 15 years from now, it's going to be worth vastly more than it was, especially a Scully NFT. I mean, once he dies, it's going to go up like 20, 30 fold, and hopefully he doesn't die anytime soon. But that is what it is, that's the kind of the situation.
When you say stuff like that, it
reminds you of the bet you lost.
Yeah, that's right. And it also reminds me that I should probably be contacting Betty White's publicist or something and getting her in on that NFT game. Betty White.
Yeah, Betty White definitely
you're
should.
You're going to outlive me, and I totally
could you imagine
it.
a Golden Girls one? A Golden Girls NFT, how much I would go for? I would buy that.
I'd buy that.
Yeah,
you best believe
I would totally buy that. That's one of the
Let's get it blanched.
Yeah, exactly. That's a guilty pleasure of like being like a kid at home when you're sick watching daytime TV is watching Golden Girls. But anyways, back to Scully.
Right.
So there's 255 editions for $33 each and 140 editions for $88 each, with the third edition being a one of one. And that one of one, I think, is what's really interesting, is because it features Scully narrating his personal story and how he became this legendary broadcaster in baseball and in just sports in general. And it comes with a signed baseball by him.
That's cool.
And it also comes with some merch and 2 VIP tickets to a Dodgers game. And I thought it was kind of weird that you don't get to go with him, but you'll be going with one of his managers when he played and all this other stuff. So it's kind of like, it's a big deal for anybody who, loves Dodger baseball or loves Vin Scully and just loves, I guess, LA sports in general, because he's one of the biggest names in broadcasting across the country. But everyone in LA and Orange County and Southern California in general, he is the epitome of broadcasting.
And that lucky person that gets their hand on that one of one NFT and resells it to the third person after that and makes that real profit on there.
That's what I'm interested in too, is what happens when someone sells that in a secondary market. Do they get an additional 2 VIP tickets?
No. Let's be honest.
I'd be curious. Remember, like a few weeks ago, we were going through like the terms and conditions of other stuff, and we were reading some stuff. We were like, wow, this is crazy. I didn't even think about that. But it needs to be there because of these situations.
That almost creates a whole new market of NFT fulfillment. Like you're like the third party company that fulfills this NFT request.
Yeah.
So you have terms and services in place to ensure that it happens. Like get George Lucas involved. Take me to Skywalker Ranch on this NFT.
Yeah, right.
Like, all of this is fulfilled not by LucasArts, but by my company.
Yeah, right.
NFT Fulfillment Inc.
It would be interesting. I mean, like, there's such a vacuum of in this industry of we don't know, because like you've said over and over.
These people too. Make sure it's not some crazy lunatic coming through that. I might have just created my
own business, just like my buddy jokingly called me an NFT art dealer. And hey, I mean, I've been trying to do it. I mean, it's kind of a good point. It's kind of weird. I mean, there's a ton of artists that aren't good with social media, and I happen to help them run their foundation pages.
Honestly,
and I just take a 10%.
I wouldn't even know about a lot of these NFTs if it weren't for you. I'm personally not in the NFT collectible world. But like when I found out about the Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, like
Yeah.
that blew my mind. Blew my mind.
Yeah, it's wild. And what's even wilder too is with all the legislation that's been going on with the NCAA and allowing these athletes, these young athletes, to actually monetize themselves.
Student athletes.
Yeah,
Right.
well, exactly. Now they're not just student athletes. Now they're actual athletes, and they can monetize their own name and their likeness. Like Alabama quarterback Bryce Young is the first college athlete to release his own NFT project.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like that's huge. Like
Using the collegiate sport.
Yeah, no, he plays for Roll Tide. He plays for Alabama University. He's the starting quarterback, and he's the first one out of many that are going to start doing it. You're going to start seeing this, and you know what? Might as well, because for all you know, Bryce Young, he's going to break his leg. God forbid. I hope that doesn't happen. But if he breaks his leg in his senior year and doesn't get drafted, well, at least he can pick up, that he has with this NFT project, there's 3,626 pieces. He can monetize that and make money. And with these smart contracts, if he's getting 10% in the secondary sales, he's going to be able to help himself continue on and continue going forward, and make money even after his dreams and goals were kind of crushed.
Well, now that you've told me about this, and me knowing that cryptocurrency, at least here in the United States, isn't technically considered fiat because it can't be used to settle a debt. What's stopping anyone from any of these collegiate sports from creating an NFT of themselves and just...
Well, the only thing that was stopping them was that legislation that basically banned student athletes from making money. That's why Reggie Bush and the USC got in trouble with all that stuff, because people were giving Reggie Bush cars or buying out or paying the mortgage on his family home, so his parents weren't homeless and stuff. So this all happened, and they ended up taking away USC's national championships, took away Reggie Bush's Heisman, and then they passed this legislation recently to allow these college athletes to take money. Yeah. Oh, no, and it does suck because Reggie Bush tried to petition to get his Heisman back, and they said no. And it's like
retroactive. Sorry, man, I can't do anything.
That's and it's like
Reggie, but I'm glad to see that this progression's being made.
So exactly. So it is helping these younger athletes. It's kind of shame that it happened now, considering how many big athletes. Imagine Patrick Mahomes, or the saga that is. Any of these, major stars. I mean, there's too many names running through my head to go through it. But back to Bryce Young. So this project is being released with the art's being done by Arturo Torres, and like I said, there's 3,626 pieces.
Okay.
And you end up getting a potential. By owning one of these NFTs, you have the potential to earn a video chat with Young, early access to new drops, which that is probably the biggest thing.
Right.
And then also, I think the other biggest thing that people might overlook is the autographs. If Bryce Young becomes the next Tom Brady, that autograph 30 years from now, and Bryce Young goes to the Hall of Fame, you're looking at $300,000 autograph.
Those numbers are insane to me, but I get it. I mean, if anyone's going to know about a collectible...
It'd be me. Yeah, it'd be me. And then another thing that's going on in the NFT space I thought was kind of interesting. I mentioned it on your guys' show a few weeks back. It's Big Beer is getting into the NFT space. And kind of the crypto space in general, it was kind of weird. Budweiser actually bought the domain beer.eth.
Good for you, Budweiser. That's good. Anheuser-Busch. I'm with it.
Yeah, and then they recently just bought an NFT profile picture that cost them 8 Ethereum, and it's just a I'm pretty sure I saw it once. From my memory, it was just a bottle. It would look like a bottle of beer that was a rocket ship, like going to the moon. I feel like Budweiser has something in the works that they know that they're gonna do, and they're teasing it. What would be interesting though is what platform they release it on. Like, I would love to see them release it on Cardano because it'd be cheap. Everybody who drinks Budweiser, no offense to you Budweiser drinkers, you're cheap.
Yeah.
Your best bet to buy NFTs are probably on Tez or Cardano when it happens because it's cheap and you're cheap. But hey, you get to be happy with your cheap stuff because, hey, you might buy it cheap, but 20 years from now or even 5 months from now, that could end up being worth, 400 ADA.
I believe there is a certain picture of a can of soup.
Yeah.
That's worth quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if a can of soup can be worth that much, who says a bottle going to the moon can't?
And yeah, I mean, honestly, you never know. There's so much crazy stuff that's happening in the NFT space. I mean, to pay 30 Ethereum for beer.eth, That seems insane to me. I mean, like we've said, Anheuser-Busch is clearly, they got something going on. I mean, they did just announce that they're investing in a new NFT media shop being ran by Gary Vee.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's running Anheuser-Busch's NFT media shop. So it's a big deal. I think they're taking a cue out of, maybe the Cardano playbook, slow and steady, keep that. I mean, I'm still not sold 100% on Cardano, but they have seemed to do the slow and steady, and when they do perform, it comes out. But they have said a lot of things that didn't happen, but that's a whole different thing. We're talking NFTs here.
Fair.
So we'll avoid that. I know how you feel about Cardano.
I have my opinions, but I'll keep that as it is, my opinions.
Yeah. But like I was saying, there's crazy stuff going on. So have you heard of Weird Whales? They're an NFT. I know I was talking to you, but prior to me.
If it weren't for you earlier, and I'd say within the past 24 hours of telling me about these Weird Whales, no, I would have not known who they are. But now knowing of Weird Whales.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
The craziest part about this is a 12-year-old made $400,000 in 2 months of NFT trading.
Yeah. And
he is the creator of Weird Whales. His name is Benjamin Ahmed from London, England.
Good job. Congratulations.
Yeah. Genius kid. I'm 33 years old next month, and I am jealous of a 12-year-old because he's so smart. I think his parents are killing it with the way that, this kid learned how to code at 5 years old because his dad was a coder.
Well, I mean, not to take away from
a 5-year-old. At 5 years old, I think I was eating dirt.
I get that. And
I mean, we grew up in a different time, but but regardless. So, he learned about the NFT. He learned about NFTs earlier this year and became fascinated with how easily the transfership of ownership of NFTs are on the blockchain. Mm-hmm. The fact that a 12-year-old can kind of grasp that tells you that blockchain information and all this stuff is not that difficult to understand, people.
It's not.
Just do the research and you'll learn and you'll know about it. And so, yeah. But again, Ahmed actually started his journey by creating 40 Minecraft-inspired pixelated avatars called Minecraft Yeehaw.
Right.
And it didn't really go off. It didn't really do anything. And then his second project, which was the Weird Whales collection, it consists of 3,350 different whales with distinct attributes.
Right.
And the whole Weird Whale project cost around $300. And Ahmed made 80 Ethereum or Ether in 1 day of the collection.
Let me guess, that 300 wasn't for making the NFT, but for merely minting and gas fees?
More than likely.
Yeah, see, this is why I love Cardano, but I digress.
But even then, 3,000 to mint on an Ethereum-based network, I mean, that's still really cheap. I mean, yeah, I paid $78 in gas fees just to buy an NFT last week. But you guys think are crazy.
Well, I did some research because I needed to move a small amount of ETH, and $90 gas fee, $30 move, $30 worth of ETH, $90 of gas.
Yeah, no, it's rough. I mean, I can't even move some of my the small amounts of other stuff around because it's on Ethereum network, and it's going to cost me more to move my stuff than it would cost me just to leave it where it is.
Well, let's hope for Ethereum 2.0 and their proof of stake to work out well for them.
Yeah, I don't have much faith in that. I guess I'm a bit of a pessimist when it comes to that.
That's true.
Because I don't really believe Cardano a lot of stuff until I see it.
And I don't. In your mouth with Tezos trying to get in the NFT space. And no.
Tezos is killing it for that. I actually like what Tezos does because it allows me, a poor person, to actually collect some art of some of these artists that I really like. Like there's a ton of artists like Natalie Shaw or Tiago and all these other people, or Rob and all these other people that I follow on Twitter and stuff. All these people, they have amazing art on Foundation or Known Origin or these other places.
Right.
I just can't afford it. But then when they do multiple editions on HEN, I can afford that. And I love owning some of that. So it's that's where I'm kind of interested to see that Cardano entry into the NFT space, because will they push Tez out? Will they push HEN out with their new marketplaces? I've seen a preview of some of these Cardano marketplaces. They look just as good as Foundation. They look way better than HEN. Mm-hmm. But will they push HEN out? I'm really hesitant to say they'll even push Foundation or any of these Ethereum based ones out. at least right away. I can see it going as like Ethereum, maybe starts dropping in price and maybe Cardano starts being pumped. Then I can see it, but I'm hesitant on that. Just like I'm hesitant on Ethereum 2.0 or whatever that BS is actually doing something. I mean, did I stake some Ethereum that I had in there? Sure, why not? Like
just in case.
You
never know.
Just in case,
hey,
exactly.
It's for this reason I'm on the lookout for that next wacky walrus or whatever at this point.
Wacky
so
walrus?
I can get in on it.
I don't think that's a one yet.
Price of 0.01 ETH. Someone wacky walrus that up, and then please
DM us.
DM us. I want to get on the ground floor. I will seriously. I have a podcast. I will put you on the podcast.
We will shout you out.
No doubt. Wacky walrus.
And then I think the weirdest thing of the NFT news that I've been reading, and it just kept popping up all week, and I just kept pushing it off because I don't understand it. These NFT rocks are going for millions of dollars, people. Why?
Rocks.
They're digital rocks. They're not real rocks.
Oh, it's not even a real rock.
No. Oh. It's a digital rock. It's literally, they're called ether rocks. They've been blowing up, and as of a few weeks ago, the cheapest rock was $100K. A few weeks ago.
Wow.
Okay. And what's even worse is as of Thursday of this last week, the cheapest rock was 730 ether, which is more than $2 million.
Who? I don't. I mean, obviously there's got to be something.
Who? I saw Logan Paul bought one recently.
Oh, say less. Logan Paul. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think what's interesting about the rocks is there's only 100 of the rocks ever made. It's not like these other profile picture ones that have thousands. There's only 100. So I think that might have to be a reason why that they're, so expensive. But again, how'd it go from 100K, which is astronomically high and I don't get, to over 2 million as of Thursday?
I guess
this past Thursday.
That's the power of celebrity and the power of just of humans, of us grouping together and just as coming together for a purpose, if even just to purchase digital rocks.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You know what I think the funniest thing is about this whole project is the creators literally said, and I quote, "These virtual rocks serve no purpose beyond being able to be bought and sold and giving you a strong sense of pride in being an owner of one of the only 100 rocks in existence or in the game." Smiley face. That seems really like what? I guess the big question is why.
I think I have an answer for that.
What is it?
For the same reason, someone like myself would purchase a million token. Because there's only 1 million of these things minted.
Yeah. Oh, how's that million token going? Because that's the one I can't move out of my MetaMask.
Hey, man. We're still proud owners of said million token. Still proud
Tech
owners.
lead, what's going on with that? What'd you do to us?
I mean,
what is it? $23, $33?
I expected.
I do.
Jacuzzis
I expected it too. I jumped in on it. I overpaid. I think, considering I've lost out. But hey, you know what?
Maybe like this NFT rock was more up my alley.
That's why I'm trying so hard.
Rocks.
That's why I'm trying so hard to get into this like profile picture avatar game. Before
I still don't get that.
I don't think anyone really does, especially those artists that make these immaculate looking like landscapes or these cyberpunk villages where like if you zoom in all the way, you can actually see people out in the distance doing. No, seriously, these artists, they can't sell. But somebody who's doing a 24 pixel, only punks, which is like a play on OnlyFans and crypto punks. I didn't even tell you about this. That's a thing.
8-bit taint shots.
No. Literally what it is a 24-bit. They're like, instead of just being the cut off at the head, it goes down to chest. And now you see girl like pixelated boobs and they're called only punks. Like, why? I mean, I guess the real question on that one is why not? But why?
It's the Wild West, and no one knows where this is going to go. There's no experts, so everyone's trying to grab their piece of history while they can and hold on to it for either nostalgia purposes or to potentially trade it off on the open seas or something. Go some third-party market and sell this thing for an exuberant amount of ETH.
I love that you just used open seas as like a term for being like, go out there in the open seas and you plugged in that was clever. I like that. That's good. I'm gonna steal that.
That's fine, man. You do what you want. Keep all day.
But I think that's the end of our show for today. Thank you again for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I learned so much about NFTs every time I show up on the show.
Yep. And I'm probably gonna kidnap you next weekend.
Oh, that's
Thank you for everybody for tuned in. Don't forget, like, subscribe, ping the bell for all that NFT news. Thank you so much. Deuces.
Vegetables. Here I come from the west side.